Welcome Mr. Everett from England.
Thank you. It's been 27 years since I was last in Sweden. I was in Sweden, in Gothenburg, in 1960. Since then I spent a lot of time in Memphis, Tennessee. I first met Elvis's mum and dad in 1956 at Audubon Drive. My aim was to meet Elvis. Unfortunately, Elvis was doing the Ed Sullivan in New York. Again, came back in 57 when they bought Graceland. Met his mum and dad again. Man, that guy, I still didn't meet him. It took me 2 years. Finally, I met Elvis in West Germany at Ray Barracks in 1958. The guy, apart from being tall and standing above me, he really surprised me because he said he admired what I was doing, and at the time, I was doing Elvis Presley. And he thought it quite funny that somebody should try to earn a living singing Elvis songs. On my first meeting, he invited me to his home in Bad Nauheim, and I couldn't believe it because something funny happened, and it doesn't happen very often. I interrupted Elvis. He was playing the piano for his dad with Red West, and he stood there quite shocked, and he said, "Vince, yes?" And I said, "Elvis, can I see your bracelet for a minute?" The bracelet that he wore in Jailhouse Rock, it had his initials raised on the bracelet. Elvis took the bracelet off, gave me it to look at. I went to give it back to him and he said, "Forget it, man, it's yours." That bracelet, if I scrapped it just as gold in 1958, was about $2,000. It's on my wrist now. It's just one of the many things that Elvis gave away. To his personal friends, he gave 3 things. The first was known as the Elvis Presley watch that had Elvis Presley round the dial. It was made by Harry Levitch of Memphis. That's my watch. I still have the box, I still have the guarantee and the paper that Elvis sent it in. The second thing he gave away was when he designed the TCB. This was first designed in California by a jewellers called Schwartz and Absalon. Later in the 70s, Lowell Hayes was to make the TCB. When Elvis gave the TCB, it was 14 karat gold on a gold chain. Anybody who has diamonds in their TCB, put the diamonds in after. Because Elvis had a funny habit. He would give you a TCB, and maybe 2 years later, he'd be talking to someone, and he'd want to give them something. So he'd take your TCB and give it to them. So the guys thought of a way out of this, that they would have diamonds put in theirs, and when Elvis went to take it off them, they'd say, "No, Elvis, it's far too much." The third thing that he gave, and he only gave to a few of the people who worked for him, is the rope bracelet. If I can just show you. Each member of the Memphis Mafia, they had a bracelet given to them. On one side is their name, on the other side is their nickname. The bracelet that Elvis gave me in Jailhouse Rock, I can't believe today that he actually gave it to me, because the bracelet I'm wearing underneath, studded with diamonds, is the bracelet that Elvis wore in Las Vegas in '73, and it doesn't compare to that first one. Although Elvis was brought up in the Baptist church in Memphis, he studied religion, especially the Jewish religion, and his favourite was the high, which is the symbol of eternal life, and the Star of David. I have a matching Star of David and TCB belong to Elvis. It's studded with diamonds and blue sapphires, and I'll show you later on personally. The jacket I have here is a very historic jacket. When Elvis signed his contract with RCA Victor, and he shakes hands with Steve Scholes of RCA, he's wearing this same coat. It was made by Guy Lansky of Lansky Brothers in Memphis. If you can see the Lansky label, And if anybody wants to take a picture close up or put me on later, they can do. Elvis had a fascination for wearing caps. Mainly he wore the Harley Davidson 56 cap in 56. Later on he was to wear yachting caps. This cap was given to Elvis in 1956 in Monroe, Louisiana, when Elvis became captain of the police force there. His shield I have somewhere in my pocket, if the pin don't stick in me. That's the LA police badge. I say, if you want to take pictures later, close up, you can. I suppose most of you are familiar with Elvis Presley's film career, although some people don't like Elvis movies. They don't, really. They thought that was a bad time for Elvis. I thought it was a great time for him. This white US naval cap is the cap that Elvis wore in the motion picture Easy Come, Easy Go. And if you buy Joe Esposito's home movies, you'll also see Elvis wearing the same hat. Well, I could tell you many stories about Elvis, but to me, he was like a brother. You know, he was a real nice guy, despite all them bad books. Them guys only did it for the money. And it really shocked me because I had 3 shops when Elvis died. I took the plane back to Memphis, sold the shops, and the thing that struck me most when I went to Memphis was not the people, and there was thousands of them. It wasn't the fact that Elvis is gone. It was those same guys I couldn't believe would sell everything Elvis ever given. And believe me, they did. From their Elvis in concert jackets, to their jewellery, to the cars, they sold everything. And to me, they wasn't real friends. Well, I hope you can all enjoy yourself today, and if you've got any questions that you'd like to ask me or you'd like to talk about Elvis, feel free to do so.